Now at 11. From selling burgers to being sold for sex, how a teen's job at a drive-thru turned into a living nightmare.
If I ever snitched on them or turned them into the police, basically, they had a gun and knew how to use it.
Plus,
DACA supporters rally in Macon.
They're American in every way.
Dozens gathered in downtown Macon looking for a change with time running out.
Every day I think, oh man, it's a day closer.
And a young man's dream crushed.
It was a very changing time in my life.
How with hard work and a little help from his family,
Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
a new dream was born.
I was made for this.
Eyewitness News at 11 starts now.
Are the average suburban kids.
They're promising them the world and then delivering them into hell.
Sit your daughter down and let her know. There's people out there really ready to manipulate her.
The internet has given the world access to just about everything, including your children.
Traffickers are targeting teens online. It's where they lure kids in, and also the most common place to sell them for profit.
I grew up in church, straight A student, pretty typical girl next door. I went to an online dating site and met a guy. I am told that he's a music producer.
You ready?
Yep.
My dream was to play guitar and sing and make music. And so when he asked if I wanted to go and make music, I didn't hesitate and was like, yeah, sure.
Was there ever a music studio?
No, there never was. I never saw any instruments, never saw any recording equipment. It was all a lie.
Have you ever been sad and confused, and have you ever felt like you had to choose?
And next thing I know, I'm selling my body for money, and $30,000 later, I haven't kept any of the money. They've taken everything. They knew where my family lived, and if I ever snitched on them or turned them into the police, basically, they had a gun and knew how to use it.
These traffickers are not driving around in a little white van looking at who they're going to kidnap.
Can I take your order, please?
They were like, well, how much do you make here? And she's like, $7.50. And they're like, oh, and you work so hard. And they would talk to the managers and be like, y'all need to give her a raise. They noticed her. And
She hadn't been
noticed before. So what are we going to do tomorrow?
They promised me more money, and honestly, like, the money sounded really good. You know, at the point where we were at, it sounded really good.
Supposedly she was on her way to Wisconsin to go sell purses around the states.
That was the story.
That was the story. The back page ad was 18-year-old Latina, new in town, looking to have fun. I felt mad. I felt beyond mad. I was raged. I started thinking like a panicking mother. I kept trying to call her, and it kept going to voicemail. I felt out of control, like I had no control of the situation. It's hell. It's a living hell that you gotta live day in, day out. With some of the things that she's had to do, some of the things she's seen, she will never be able to undo them.
63% of child sex trafficking survivors were advertised online, and 100,000 new escort ads are posted online every day, including children trafficked for sex. Tomorrow night, we continue our Selling Girls series.
Was she alive? Was she well? Were we ever going to see her again?
There's dozens of girls that have been linked to this motel. young babies, little girls that have been raped, held, sold for sex.
This hotel is spitting distance from a high school. Spitting distance.
15 years old, that's the average age of child sex trafficking victims. See how teenage girls were lured in just blocks from their high school tomorrow night, right here on Eyewitness News at 11.
Some people in downtown Macon rallied in hopes of giving others a chance at the American dream. President Trump announced earlier this year the end of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, better known as DACA. Tonight, Justin McDuffie was in downtown Macon as dozens gathered, hoping to bring about change.
Taken away from me. Anna Marlejo came to the United States when she was just 11 months old.
I am American. Like this, I claim this as my country, even though it doesn't claim me back.
She's one of thousands of people across the country who have legal protection from DACA. DACA started back in 2012 with an Obama administration executive order. It was meant to be a temporary fix for immigration in the United States that would allow children of immigrants to work and go to college here.
Yes, I do seem different, and yes, I do have a little bit like mixed with me, but I'm an American in all except on paper.
But earlier this year, the Trump administration announced an end to that protection starting in March. That's why Georgia women hosted a rally in support of the program Wednesday night. Georgia Women's president, Claire Cox, says the change could split up families.
We'll have 800,000 young people in our country that our nation is going to then send back to countries that many of them have never known, to places they've never lived, to languages they've never spoken.
Trump's announcement puts pressure on Congress to pass legislation to protect DACA recipients like Marlejo. She hopes that Congress can agree on legislation that will help her achieve naturalization.
So I'm really hoping that Congress and everybody in leadership position that can do something will step up to the plate and say, we are the voices of these students who don't have a voice.
Here to stay. A voice that couldn't be silenced Wednesday night. In Macon, Justin McDuffie, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
A judge sentenced the man accused of shooting and robbing 2 pizza delivery workers to 35 years in prison for probation violation. 20-year-old Jacob Elijah Miller was on probation for inciting a riot at a youth detention center in 2015. The judge said he violated the probation by committing a new offense and not reporting it. So the judge sentenced him to the maximum sentence for that riot. Miller is also being charged with robbing and shooting pizza delivery workers Brooklyn Rouse and Duncan Soror. He has not been convicted in those 2 cases. Those charges are still pending.
A new 4-way stop, traffic flags, and extra patrol. Reasons why there has not been an accident since February at the Gray Bypass. That's according to Jones County Sheriff Butch Reese. Now, when that bypass first opened nearly 9 months ago, 3 people died in 2 separate wrecks. After that, the sheriff says deputies started patrolling the intersection. He says they also installed stop signs and warning flags to alert drivers of the upcoming stop. Sheriff Reese says even though it's all working, it's still only a temporary fix. Kimberly Larson with the Georgia Department of Transportation says in about 6 months, they will start construction to turn that 4-way stop into a roundabout.
A boil water advisory couldn't keep school from shutting down in Hawkinsville. The advisory is because of a pipe that burst at Anderson Road and Broad Street. While the pipe is fixed, it left Hawkinsville High and Pulaski Middle School without running water today. The school district brought in bottled water and hand sanitizer, and it bused students to working bathrooms at the softball field every 30 minutes. Hawkinsville City Manager Tim Young said they sent water samples to be tested, and he hopes clean results will allow them to lift the advisory tomorrow.
Well, big test jitters are likely gone for seniors in Bibb County. Today, more than 1,200 students took the SAT, and it was free. It's the second year in a row Bibb schools covered the exam cost for all seniors under the Gear Up grant and district money. Executive Director of Teaching and Learning Floyd Jolly says this allows students to take the test in a place they're comfortable with. Senior Brianna Hopkins says when she took the exam the first time, it wasn't this simple.
When I signed up to take it, it was kind of hard for me, so my mom had to help me, and most people, you know, probably don't have computers at home to sign up or can't get a fee waiver, so it really helps to take it for free at school.
Well, we had a beautiful day today. It was cooler than it was yesterday, and tonight's going to be cold. Check this out as we look outside. A little bit of a breeze up high there. This is the Alpha Sky Cam atop Navison Health. We find ourselves now at 48 degrees, so we're already on our way down to some cool stuff. I've got us at around 40, but don't be surprised to see some upper 30s to start the day tomorrow. Here's a look at the headlines. More great fall weather for Thursday, around 70 and maybe mid-70s by Friday and Saturday. But that's not going to last long because a huge cold front comes in Saturday, and it's going to be a quick mover, changing these 70s over to low 40s as we go into Saturday night in a very quick hurry. You can see the cool numbers out there now. And of course, we are down from this time last night, but we're going to start to see a rebound for a couple of days, guys, and then hold on as this next front comes on in. It's gonna be a big changer.
Oh, maybe some 30s. I don't know if we're ready yet for
could have
those
that,
yet.
yeah.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Okay.
I can't give up. You know, all because of an injury doesn't mean that I lost my life. I haven't lost my life. I'm still living, still here. I got to do something.
That's exactly why one Central Georgian went to work in the weight room.
We'll explain how losing one leg didn't stop this man from raising the bar. Welcome back. Jaquee Billingsley is a former high school athlete whose athletic dream changed dramatically after a wrestling injury.
Tonight, Marvin James shows us how Billingsley has taken his talents from the gridiron to the weight room, staying amped up as he defies the odds.
Like all my teammates will stay after practice, lift more, you know what I mean?
Jaquee Billingsley had dreams of playing professional football, and as he grew older, those dreams were beginning to look more like reality.
Yeah, that was always my dream since I was in elementary, you know. I don't care what nobody tells me.
At the age of 14, as a freshman in high school, a very serious wrestling injury led to major complications with Jaquee's leg, which ultimately led to a partial amputation, something that would change he and his family's life forever. They were down, but definitely not out.
You know, we did what we had to do as a family to pull together to help him get through the whole ordeal, because we knew that he would need us more than he had ever needed us before. To go from being, you know, an able-bodied athlete to a disabled athlete, that's, you know, it's a major adjustment.
And Dad agrees, encouraging his youngest son along the way.
Know that God can do the impossible. And with your faith, just keep going and keep going. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, because you can do it. If you look at it, you see a lot of amputees out there. They're doing so many amazing things. So you just can't give up and don't let your dreams fall apart because one situation happens.
Through tragedy, Jaquee found his new purpose and the ability to compete again, but this time not on the gridiron, but by way of powerlifting. He now is a member of the USA Paralympic team, sharing his testimony and feats of strength with the world as he prepares for the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
I'm just not a quitter, man. It's something I've never been. I don't want to be looked at as helpless. I want to be looked at as someone who pushed through all his differences, all the trials and tribulations, and he kept God first. You know, I want people to see God through me.
And at just 21 years old and a world record holder in the Junior Olympics, Jaquee's trainer Lee Hughes feels like his potential is not even close to being met.
He's totally committed. When he hits the gym, he's like a little beast. I have to actually step my game up a little bit because, like I said, he's on a different level. And I'm actually have to do some homework. I have to, make sure I bring in my best game.
Staying amped up by keeping his spirits up, one lift at a time. Marvin James, 13 WMAZ, Eyewitness News.
All right, now Billingsley and his teammates are set to travel to Mexico City to participate in the Powerlifting Championships that begin in early December.
Wow, that's amazing. What a great inspiration.
It looked like he was trying to move the wall in one of those.
It probably could.
I was going to think the same thing.
Man, there's so many great lessons for all of us to learn.
I'm not going to call him a quitter. That's
oh my goodness. No.
No, not that guy.
Unless you want to get hurt.
That's a great
I'll be on the bar as well.
Yeah. I'm out. Hey, that's a great story. Love to see that. Here's what's going on as we go to break. 48 in Macon, 52 in Warner Robins now. We topped out today at 66. 42 was the low. Probably going cooler than that. The 7-day has a roller coaster ride on it. That's next.
No need for an umbrella, but you may want to grab, a jacket?
Yeah. You need to turn the heater on, too, tonight.
Well,
that's right. And here's that thing when you go back and forth with the roller coaster here, because you'll use it for a little bit and you put it away, and then this weekend you want to grab that again. So thinking Fire in a fireplace this weekend. Yeah, Saturday night and Sunday. We're getting cold.
I don't know. You'll have to see. Isn't it supposed to be in the 70s Saturday, though?
Well, yeah, I mean Saturday night and Sunday.
Sunday night,
Yeah. Collinsworth said the old chimenea on the back porch. Yeah, that's a great idea. We're looking at 40s to show our current number right now.
Can we put the Christmas tree up or not?
Too soon.
May get to that Sunday, too.
Okay.
That's the first time before Halloween. Why not?
No.
Can't be a real one that early.
We need one celebration
One
at a
celebration
time,
at
one
a time.
holiday at a time. I'm the Scrooge.
There's boo for Halloween, and then there's boo for Halloween. Here we go. We have 40s all over the place now, some 50s, and we're dropping on down. Clearly, you can see that we're going to have some upper 30s to start the day tomorrow. So when I say 40, that is an average because some places will be a little bit warmer, some a little bit cooler. Thus the term average. Here's a look at Future View. RPM model showing a dry Thursday. We get into Friday, it's the same thing, but here it comes, the next front. And again, how much rain we see, whether it's light rain or heavy rain, that's all going to be determined by the dew point, how much humidity we get back. And right now we have almost none out there. So if it doesn't rebound much from the Gulf of Mexico, this will be light rain. Let's see. Here we go. This takes us into Saturday afternoon. So maybe a lot of folks gathered around for the Georgia-Florida game. Looks like it may be okay, but you may have some rain falling outside. And as we get on into the afternoon, into the evening, then the front starts to clear on through. You can see that here on the long range look. There's around 6, 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, and then the front cruises through in the overnight. And by Sunday morning, it's really gone. But the temperature is going to drop pretty quickly, it looks like, as we go through the evening on Saturday. Now, you see another front trying to line up around this time next week. Not sold yet how this is going to play out as far as whether it moves all the way through like this one will. You can see the European model kind of stalls out this way, and here's the GFS this way. So that's something to watch as we go into next week. Here's a look at tomorrow morning. Again, an average of 40, but you could have some 30s. And then tomorrow afternoon, somewhere around 70, maybe some upper 60s. And then tomorrow night should be pretty much in the 40s into Friday morning. And then Friday afternoon, we're seeing 70s. And look at that. You can see it coming across. This is pretty amazing right here. This is Saturday morning. We're in the upper 50s, so a warmer morning. But look at this. This is Saturday afternoon during the day. 40s, Rome to Atlanta, 50s, 60s, 70s, just like that. And this will cruise through as we go on into the evening and eventually clear all this out. As far as the dew points are concerned, you can see the humidity trying to come up just a touch as we get on into Saturday. That may be enough to bring some rain. So there's the 7-day. Warmer for a couple of days and then right back down again. And there's a look at Halloween. That's nice. First day of November is nice. We have sports next. Jones Zone after the break.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're talking college soccer, opening round of the Southern Conference Tournament. Beautiful night on the pitch at Bear Field. Mercer women hosting the Citadel. In the first minute, Isabel Rothstall gets around the defender and crosses it to Allie Fordham, who puts it in the back of the net for the goal. Bears lead 1-0. Later on, the Bulldogs on the attack. Sierra Skyers fires the ball on goal, but freshman goalie Jordan Ebert swats it away to keep it at 1-0. Mercer lead. In this 37th minute, Alina McHugh passes to Logan Culver, who tries to score on the header, but not so fast. My friend Karina Castillo goes short side for the goal on the rebound. Lady Bears up 2-0. Under a minute left in the half. Logan Culver. Can I kick it? Yes, you can, young lady. It's just off the hands of Kaylee Johnston and in the back of the net for the goal. The Lady Bears shut out the Citadel Bulldogs 3-0 and move on in the Southern Conference playoffs to the quarterfinals. Now, 64 of the top high school teams in softball will invade Columbus in search for a state championship. And here's the breakdown from the rest of Central Georgia's Diamond Girls in 6A. Houston County representing. Jones County is holding it down for 5A and 4A, Perry and West Lawrence. In AAA, Rutland, AA, Dodge County and Bleckley counties. In 1A Public, GMC. Now in 1A Private, that is going to be Stratford, Mount DeSales, Tatnall, and defending state champs FPD. The action all begins tomorrow just before midday in Columbus. We'll have highlights and keep you posted. Now only a few weeks left for Ben and Laura to break a tie in the Jones Zone. Time to see how they pick this week. Check it out.
Welcome everybody to the Jones Zone. We are tied at 5-5, and I didn't like your tactic last week. You just didn't want to go have me move ahead, so you picked the same
That
team
is a
that I did. What is
brilliant tactic is what that is. Maybe I'm saving, waiting on the right moment to pounce on the game.
Sure you are. All right, our feature game this
ahead,
week
Collinsworth.
is
Dodge and Bleckley. Now undefeated Dodge against a 6-2 Bleckley County.
All right, let's see. Dodge County, led by R.J. Carr. Man, this kid can put some points on the board. He's a running quarterback. Rex Hodges has this team in shape. They made the playoffs last year, but this could be their year. Over on the Bleckley County side, Von Lassiter left Houston County, went over to Bleckley, which is his hometown, his alma mater. They are 6-2, playing really well.
How many more pages
but
you got
this
there?
week, just too much red out there.
Oh, okay. Gonna go Dodge County on this. Well, I could recap all of that you just said that I didn't understand.
Stuff. You're more educated
It
now,
was
right?
pretty good. It was pretty good. But mainly because she said she did not like my tactic last week, that I'm going to do it again. So, Dodge County, we should stay tied then one way or the other with what, like a week left to go? Oh,
You're the worst.
Look at all these lopsided
Take a
picks.
risk. Take a risk sometimes.
Boy, Frank's just going out on a limb there on a couple of games. Marv, the lone one with Bleckley County, and there's the Central West Side game. We'll see what happens
You should be
this
more
Friday
like Frank.
night.
Take a risk.
He never takes a risk. He told me to do that.
Check it out. Have you ever wanted to be part of a world record?
Sure.
Now here's a silly question. Do you like s'mores? Who doesn't like s'mores?
Amped up.
Well, if your answer is yes to even one of those questions, then you gotta head over to the Coliseum Medical Center Saturday to help set a record.
First 500 people on Saturday can help them break the world record for the number of s'mores made at the same time.
Boy, these records, it's amazing what they'll think of. If you want to be involved, show up sometime between 11:30, time before this Saturday at 11:30. The actual toasting will begin at noon.
And there's the s'more kit right there. So I guess they have the supplies, you just have to come.
It is how many there is made in a certain time.
At the same
Yeah,
time.
at the same time.
At the same time. It's going to be
So
an awfully
for
big fire.
They ought to tie that into the kazoo record that you have to eat a s'more and play the kazoo. Just lips stuck to it.
With the marshmallow.
Well, there must be something about s'mores because I think they were giving them away tonight at the Mercer women's soccer game.
Oh, that's because it's cold outside.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, you think of s'mores. Fire them up
Well-
again Saturday night into Sunday when this next big cold front comes in.
Wow.
And there's Halloween, folks, looking like a beaut.
36, pets, plants, and pipes. Thanks for watching First Morning Up 5 a.m.
News is always on at 13WMAZ.com.
Public service announcement from Frank. Night-night, everybody.
I tried.